Hey, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with an educational video on high tight flags. Today is July 1st, 2023. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. Now, I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, so let's talk about high tight flags, a very specific pattern. And I'm going to use actually the Trader Lion website, traderlion.com, because they do a really good explanation of it on their website. So what is a high tight flag? Basically, it is a pattern. It can be used canceling. It doesn't have to be used for canceling. I don't believe it. It's a technical pattern, right? And what is it? So this is a great graphic right here. And a high tight flag needs a prior uptrend. Now, technically, it's going to be 100 to 120%. For me, what do I use? I use 80% or greater. Okay. So again, that's the rules that are listed here, but I like to, just kind of bend them just a little bit, right? Time frame about 4 to 8 weeks. That's usually about right for what I like as well. And this prior uptrend over 4 to 8 weeks is the flagpole, as you can see here. And then there's going to be a consolidation or a flagging. Usually this is anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks. Now, the trick here is that the pullback or the flagging should not exceed 25%. For me, that's a pretty hard and fast rule as far as that goes. Usually it's between 10 to 25%. That's very normal flagging, and that tells you that it's a very strong stock. The goal at the end of the flag, right after your 3 to 5 weeks, is that you're going to get a breakout of the consolidation, and hopefully it's going to be on above average volume. And the more volume, the better, the stronger the breakout, the more conviction you're going to have in the name. And that is the scaffolding, the idea behind the high tight flag. Is it rare? Well, yes, it's rare, but we see clusters of them when the markets are good. In a very bullish market, you're going to see clusters of high tight flags. In a choppy market or a down market, they're going to be extremely hard to come by. So right now in the market, there's a whole bunch of them out there. That could change in 4 to 6 weeks or however long this bullish cycle lasts for, right? So that's the thing. Yes, they are rare, but at certain times of the market cycle, they're very abundant. So again, it's all what you're looking for. And just so you know, it's 100% move. Again, it's just recaps it right down here. Over a 4 to 8 week period, right? So, and I like to say 80 to 100%. Cannot pull back more than 25%. And buy point is the breakout plus a few pennies. And I'll show sometimes I do buy in the flag if it's close, a partial position. And we're going to go over a couple examples of that now, real fast. So the psychology behind it is basically that you've already somebody's made 100% or close to it on the stock. They're starting to take some profits. That's where you get this pullback. But institutions, they're not really, they don't care about 100% profit. They want, much more than that. And they're going to actually still building out their positions. And so when retail basically is selling, after they made a nice profit, institutions are keeping that in that 10 to 25% pullback range and buying up those shares, right? Keeping it nice and strong. So let's talk some real world examples. So I'm going to use the deep view charting platform and screening platform for this. And I have 4 potential and real world high tight flags. So this is MongoDB. And I have a weekly chart up here. So we're going to measure, right? So let's go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's right here. And up there, it's 102%. That's check number 1. Now we want to see what the pullback was, right? Looks like right there. Boom, boom, pullback. Only 8%. Check number 2 didn't even make it to 10%, right? And now we have a breakout. Now the volume here isn't like amazing, awesome, but that doesn't, for me, that's not as important as the price action. And this is a nice looking, in my opinion, high tight flag that is now breaking out, right? Love this tight consolidation there. And that looks absolutely perfect, right? And the idea behind this too is if it goes up 100%, consolidates, then there is potentially another 100% up in it. remains to be seen. It doesn't always work out like that, but many times it just tells you there's a powerful move coming, right? IoT. A lot of people have been watching this one, right? So let's go back, and sometimes it doesn't even take 8 weeks. If I remember, it's 5 to 8 weeks. For me, this would be the bottom right here. So that's where I'm going to measure from to the top right there, 86%. To me, that's good enough, right? It's got to be 80 or better for the way I use it. So that works. Now we had a pullback. Let's see what the pullback was, because it looks kind of steep. Let's see what it was. Right at 20%. So we're good there, right? And this is kind of like now the consolidation. We have 1, 2, 3. It may take another week or so, or maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be next week, right? Maybe on week 4. But I mentioned how I sometimes will come in a little bit early before the breakout. And so when it flags like this, a break of this trend line, I consider buying quarter to half positions right in here. And then, we'll just kind of watch it and trail it. And then if it breaks out, finish off my position in a more traditional way. That gives me a better entry to let me basically hang in there if it is a little bit more volatile, right? Or if it does dip back and try to shake out or something like that. So that's just something that I do. That's not the traditional way of doing it, but I do like a quarter to half position on a break of a weekly trend line if it's going to turn back up, right? And this name hasn't yet, but it has the almost 90% up, and now it's pulling back about 20%. So next week, if it starts to turn up, IoT is a potential high type flag. Confirmation only happens, though, if it breaks out. It has to break this high, right? So about $31, right? SMCI. So here's another one. So I would use this as my bottom right here, right? Up, and that is up 200%, right? So that's way more than what we need. All right, so that works. Let's see what the pullback was. Pullback is about 21%. That checks off that box. Everything looks good there. And again, this is another one that's kind of, doing the consolidation. You have 1, 2, third week here. So very similar to IoT. It looks a lot similar too. And again, a break of the trend line and a quarter to half position. Then you could round it out if it actually breaks out and confirms. Okay, that's SMCI. The last one is Ionic. And so here's one, and you go from the bottom here. Again, this was a much shorter 1, 2, 3, only a 4 week, right? 4 weeks up. So it's a little bit shorter. Then it consolidated 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And you see last week, it broke out on ginormous volume. And that is exactly what you want to see, right? So this is a great looking high type flag, probably, one of the more textbook ones, out there, right? Again, maybe short 1 week here, but like nothing's ever static in trading, right? Where you have to hit every single check mark. So 4 weeks is fine. Nice consolidation. Let's see what the pullback was. About 25%. So that's fine there, right? And then a big breakout, giant volume, and it looks great. So that's a high type flag. And I think it's a very powerful pattern if you can find them. I know Leaf Sorid, if you don't follow him on Twitter, he's a great resource. He trades high tech flags better than anyone else probably I know. So definitely check him out. And TraderLion, they put together this infographic. So check out traderlion.com and get some more information about them. All right. Hope you all are doing good. Oh, and before you forget, at Alpha Charts 365 on Twitter and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I got to put that in there too. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Bye.